right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Weedsday Wednesday.
Welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, Tucson, Arizona's #1 online radio podcast about all things medical cannabis. Your host, Belle,
and the Cannabis Kid. Our show features news, interviews, and all the latest information about anything and everything medical cannabis related in Tucson, Arizona, and the world at large.
We'd love to hear from you. Please give us a call live at 646-915-8421. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on all social media, or email thctucson@gmail.com.
We'd like to thank Tumbleweeds Health Center and Studio C, along with our many sponsors, for hosting our show every week. With the lowest price certifications in town, you'll find hemp products, accessories, and all things related to medical cannabis education.
Visit Tumbleweeds Health Center at 4826 East Broadway Boulevard or online at tumbleweedshealthcenter.com. And remember,
Be smart,
be safe,
and educate.
All right, welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Let's get this introduction right. How's everybody doing out there? It's allergy season. Excuse me. Just got to notice my Prime membership's getting charged on the 14th. Better update that credit card. All right, Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Woo woo. Woo, and bugs and mosquitoes are back in the air area. I am getting annihilated. Oh man, but I think a spider got me this time. Woo! Crazy. June 11th for the bestie. Another hot summer Tucson day. Welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. All right, welcome to Weedsday Wednesday. Belle Star here. Cannabis Kid is somewhere. Silver Sister's stuck in traffic or sleeping in. We're not really sure what she's doing. All right. How's everybody doing this morning? Want to give a big shout out to Tumbleweeds Health Center at 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. Now, folks, get on down there. Getting our new groovy sign made for the Good Leaf, which is also at 6224 East Speedway. The train. Choo-choo. The train is what has caught Silver Sister in its grips. All right. So yeah, you don't get to see me on YouTube because I don't do the U or the tube. I don't know which one it is, but it's me. I'm just not tubing it. Yeah, I don't do that. It's too early in the morning for that stuff. But I am gonna try and switch up the camera here. Let's see if that. Whoops, you got a glimpse. You got a glimpse. But no, that's not any better. I wonder if I can put another sticker over top of that and make it less see-through. Although I like that sticker though. I put a little flower sticker on it. Let's see here. See if we can make it darker. A little bit. Oh, it's more purple. I like purple. All right. Well, welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Your weekly radio show about cannabis, marijuana, pot, hemp, medical marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. We are here to talk about it. That's right. We don't care what you call it. Some people get all caught up on it. They want to call it this. They want to call it that. I don't care. Call it what you want. It's still a beautiful, beautiful plant. And it's a very healing plant. And for the last almost 14 years that we've been in business, I have watched miracles happen. Seriously, I have watched some crazy stuff happen in the world of weed. Yeah. Except these bug bites are just absolutely insane. And my extra strength Benadryl cream is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is getting rid of the itch. But I will say I am so hyper sensitive to bug bites and things that I don't even know if it would literally work anyway. But I bought it and I'm trying it and it's failing. It's just failing. All right. Not feelings. Okay. So let's see what's going on in the world of weed. We want to, if you want to get certified in the great state of Arizona, shop local, folks. Come on. Don't get on Groupon for these crazy, insane prices for doctors you don't even get to see. Give you a 2-second, quick interview. Yeah. And it's not really cool. We like our folks to see our doctors, and whether that's live and in person or live in telemedicine view, you can come see the doctors at your convenience. We offer telemedicine. If you can't or don't or won't leave your facility, that's okay. You get certified wherever you are, your couch, your car, your combine, whatever, your Conestoga wagon, up in the air, trains, planes, automobiles. All right. If you want to get certified in the great state of Arizona, you have to have one of these medical conditions. And if you don't worry about it. We're going to show you a way that you could get your medical cannabis card without having one of these conditions. All right. PTSD must have records within the past 12 months. And if you have any of these, well, most of these, you're going to have seen a doctor and gotten certified or gotten your medical records. We're going to certify you. They're going to give you records. We're going to use those. Cancer, glaucoma, AIDS, chronic pain covers a whole host of things from fibromyalgia, migraines, DDD, degenerative disc disease, rheumatoid arthritis, all the arthritis problems. IBS, muscle cramps, menstrual cramps. Queen Elizabeth used to use this for her menstrual cramps. All sorts of pains, but they have to be chronic, which for the state of Arizona is 2 months, 60 days. That's it, 60 days. I know that's a lot. When you're in pain, 60 days is a lot of days. But that's not bad because there are states that won't certify you for that. So severe nausea, seizures, including epilepsy, but any of the seizures you might have, HIV, Hep C, ALS, Crohn's disease, agitation of Alzheimer's, dementia, cachexia or wasting syndrome, severe and persistent muscle spasms. If you are eligible for a medical cannabis card if you suffer from a chronic or debilitating disease or medical condition, or just a treatment for chronic or debilitating disease or medical condition that's causing any of the above conditions and more. And that's what I was talking about. If you have, let's say, Asperger's, autism, Tourette's, I don't know, all sorts of things that aren't on the list, they can cause things that are on the list, and the state will certify you for that.
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
Are chronic conditions holding you back from a happy, healthy life? Get on the right track with Tumbleweeds Health Center. Our CBD products are formulated to fit your health lifestyle.
I would definitely say that CBD has changed my life. I mean, I don't worry about my dog anymore, and I don't worry about sleeping anymore.
Tumbleweeds Health Center, voted #1 health center in Tucson, has created a proprietary number of CBD blends, each designed to promote health and well-being. Let Tumbleweeds Health Center show you how CBD products might help you improve your life the natural way.
Yes, let us help you. 520-838-4430. You can email Tucson. And then you can also come down to 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. We are right next to Bookman's and Beyond Bread and Mostly Books. I remembered it this time. Haha, there is a brain left in here somewhere. There's an antique shop and Family Dollar. And yes, we are across the street from Trader Joe's and Starbucks and Bubby's Bagels. All right, let's get to some news and find out what is going on in the world of weed. Now, if you want to get on our blog with us, you can. Open Hour, we miss you, and we hope you're doing well. It's one of our faithful, fearless fans. Haha. But you can get on YouTube, and you can go to tumbleweedshealthcenter.com, check out the radio section, get on YouTube, and you'll find us there. All right, there's a link. All right, Silver Sister is pulling up. Okay, this is from azmarijuana.com. Chronic pain patients are more likely to respond favorably to cannabis than they are to prescription analgesics, according to data published in the journal Pain. Researchers affiliated with the University of Pittsburgh assessed outcomes in 440 pain patients certified to consume medical cannabis products and 8,114 pain patients prescribed traditional analgesics. They reported that those in the cannabis treatment cohort were slightly more likely than controls to experience clinically meaningful improvements in their pain. Investigators further report that subjects who use both cannabis and opioids were more likely to reduce their opioid use over time as compared to those who did not. Our results do point to possible use of cannabis as an adjunct in trying to wean opioids successfully, they wrote. The study's author concluded, in sum, we found that medical marijuana was comparatively more effective than prescription medication treatment for chronic pain, with the odds of responding being 2.6 times higher in the medical marijuana group and having twice the predicted probability of a positive response. Look what they did to me. Can you see that?
Who did it?
I don't know. Spiders. You should feel it. It's hot as hell.
I see it.
And it's huge. And then you're going to have to put the Benadryl all over. Yeah. Oh, my God. Ugh. Although it's not working as well as it should. And I even got extra strength. I didn't sissy out. I know it. While we found that medical marijuana was comparatively more effective, maybe expensive if you don't get your medical card from tumbleweedshealthcenter.com, we cannot extrapolate to conclude that medical marijuana is likely more effective in other populations, particularly because we compared two, albeit similar, populations, because the rate of response in the control group, 34.9%, was very similar to the marijuana group, 38.6%. At 3 months, a more conservative interpretation of our results is that medical marijuana is at least as effective as prescription medications for chronic pain. Okay. Way better for you. Data published in the Journal of the American Medical Association reports that nearly 1 in 3 patients with chronic pain use cannabis as an analgesic agent, and many of those who do subscribe it who do substitute it in place of opioids or little Opie Cunningham. I'm still trying to figure out if I can get off these blood pressure medications. I don't know that I can, though. We'll see. Yeah, I know. Makes me hack and cough too. All right. Let's see what else is going on in the world of weed. Well, it looks like that cannabis tax revenue in Arizona is booming. This is for all you Arizonans. Arizonans approved an initiative regulating marijuana for adult use in November 2020. Recreational marijuana sales at dispensaries began less than 4 months later in January 2021. Arizona's cannabis sales and tax revenues started out stronger than most states. Recreational cannabis surprised and sales oh my Lord, oh my darling. Sales surpassed $1 billion in 2023 and 2024. Last year brought in over $253 million in excise tax and transaction privilege taxes on recreational cannabis, a slight decrease from the nearly $258 million generated in 2023. So what are you bitching about a little hemp products for? Good Lord, leave the hemp people alone. God. After regulatory and enforcement overhead are paid, Arizona's law distributes excise tax revenue accordingly. 33% of the cannabis tax revenue goes to community colleges. For what? What are they doing at the community college level with weed money? Are they buying new books? Because people don't use books anymore. They use computers. 31.6% to law enforcement and fire departments. 25.4% to transportation programs. Okay. And 10% to public health and criminal justice programs. 24 states have legalized cannabis possession for adults 21 and older, MPP reported. All but one of them, Virginia, have also legalized, regulated, and taxed cannabis sales. In 2 legalization states, Delaware and Minnesota have not begun yet. Have yet to begun. States have generated a combined total of more than $24.7 billion in tax revenue from legal adult use cannabis sales. In 2024 alone, legalization states generated more than $4.4 billion in cannabis tax revenue from adult use sales, which is the most revenue generated by cannabis sales in a single year. In 2024, 7 states collected over $200 million in adult use cannabis taxes. 4 of those states generated over $500 million in revenue, one of which collected over $1 billion. So you guys need to just quit your complaining and, seriously, let the hemp people have their hemp. Good Lord. Do we have any news on that? Nothing? Come on, Cool Blue. Give us some news. Where did they go to court yesterday? Day before? Did they go to the Supreme Court? Did they? I don't know why there is no news about this at all anywhere that I can find about. Let's see. Let's just look up Arizona. Oh, all right. Let's see if hit it. Let's see if hit a lawsuit update. Well, preliminary injunction hearing set for June 20th now. The Hemp Industry Trade Association of Arizona, HITA, will return to court Thursday, June 20th at 1:30 p.m. for a pivotal hearing on our motion for a preliminary injunction. At this hearing, the judge is expected to issue a ruling that will determine whether Arizona's hemp businesses can legally operate while our broader constitutional challenge moves forward. Well, of course they can operate. It's just what they're going to be able to sell. This case is about more than regulatory overreach. It's about defending the livelihood of Arizona farmers, retailers, manufacturers, veterans, patients, and everyday adults who rely on hemp-derived products for wellness, relief, and economic opportunity. The state's recent crackdown has upended lives and businesses across the state, targeting an industry that operates under federal law. They all do, and contributes millions to Arizona's economy. Of course, HITA is standing firm on behalf of all who have been unfairly penalized, and we are committed to restoring legal clarity protection for this vital sector. Okay, well, there you have it. And look who's on the cover of their thing. All right, so there you go. HITA. There's your answer, June 20th. And let's see what's just going on with hemp around the world. Namibia's hemp future depends on dismantling cannabis prohibition, advocates urge. All right. Well, there's Namibia. 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 There it is. Yeah. In Africa. You got to sing Africa when you hear the word Africa. Okay. Namibia. It's Namibia. Anyway, they continue to ban on industrial hemp and is shutting out farmers and entrepreneurs from a potentially lucrative and sustainable sector. Cannabis reform advocates say, warning that outdated drug laws are undermining economic and rural development. Quote, banning the cultivation of hemp contradicts the government's stated economic transformation goals and violates the right to work and benefit from the country's natural resources. A coalition of groups said in a recent advocacy statement submitted to the Ministry of Justice and Labor Relations, they argue that the ban perpetuates economic exclusion and stalls job creation in farming, manufacturing, and construction. Oh boy, can you hand me a little lens cleaner? I got something on my lens here. Quote, ordinary citizens are barred from for participating. I don't know. I can't even read this morning. I didn't even have any weed yet. Jeez. All right. Ordinary citizens are barred from participating in the hemp and cannabis economy while corporations sell cannabis-infused products with legal impunity, the document states. While cannabis prohibition is blanket in nature, rules allow prescription dronabinol, a synthetic version of THC used to treat nausea in cancer patients and stimulate appetite in HIV victims, although the drug is not widely accessible. Industrial hemp is prohibited under the same legal framework that otherwise bans marijuana, despite global shifts in regulation and the crop's proven economic potential. Namibia's, I can't do it. Agricultural sector accounts for 7% of GDP and supports nearly 70% of the population, either directly or indirectly, particularly in rural areas. Most farms are small to medium sized and focus on livestock, millet, sorghum, maize, that's a dog in Tombstone. Hi, Maisie. And horticulture. The arid climate and expansive land availability present suitable conditions for industrial hemp farming. I'm just not reading well this morning. Sorry, folks. Advocates say hemp could diversify the country's agriculture and add value through such outputs as biocomposites, textiles, green construction materials, and sustainable packaging. Quote, it's a missed opportunity for inclusive development, said one member of the coalition, which includes the Cannabis and Hemp Association of Namibia, Ganja Users of Namibia, Medical Marijuana Association of Namibia, and Rastafari United Front. Yeah, baby, we love the Rastafaris. They have a united front. 3 little birds smoking on my doorstep. All right. Namibia maintains strict prohibition of marijuana under the Abuse of Dependence Producing Substances and Rehabilitation Centers Act 41 of 1971. Guys, possession, cultivation, or sale of cannabis can result in prison sentences ranging from 20 to 40 years and stiff fines. The Ministry of Health has explicitly rejected proposals for commercial medical cannabis cultivation, despite increasing evidence of its therapeutic value and global medical acceptance. The joint advocacy submission comes in response to the government's call for public input on obsolete and discriminatory legislation. Yeah. The groups argue Namibia's cannabis laws, rooted in apartheid-era policy, violate several constitutional rights, including liberty, dignity, privacy, and economic freedom. They are urging the government to decriminalize cannabis, remove it from controlled substances lists, and implement a moratorium on prosecutions. Quote, Namibia cannot claim to be a modern democracy while still enforcing apartheid-era cannabis laws, the statement reads. Okay, there you go. Go Rastafaris. Woo woo, Namibia, Namibia, Africa, in Africa. All right, that's from Hemp Today. Sorry, kids, I cannot help myself.
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
Are chronic conditions holding you back from a happy, healthy life? Get on the right track with Tumbleweeds Health Center. Our CBD products are formulated to fit your health lifestyle.
I would definitely say that CBD has changed my life.
They're gonna see
I
you.
don't worry about my dog anymore, and I don't worry about sleeping anymore.
Tumbleweeds Health Center, voted #1 health center in Tucson, has created a proprietary number of CBD blends, each designed to promote health and well-being. Let Tumbleweeds Health Center show you how CBD products might help you improve your life the natural way.
Yeah.
Chronic conditions.
No. Give us a call, 520-838-4430. You can email THC Tucson, and you can just cruise on down to 6224 East Speedway Boulevard and come see a doctor of ours. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the doctors are in. Otherwise, the shop is open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And some Sundays when we feel like moseying about down there, usually 11 to 3. Normally, we are open for the pups on Sundays. All right. What else is going on in the world of weed? Let's see. Only 40 hemp licenses granted so far under Argentina's new cannabis regulatory system. Pakistan earmarked $6.9 million for hemp and medical marijuana, but regulations lag. Provision targeting intoxicating hemp advances casting cloud over U.S. CBD market. We know that. We read that about Italy. How much longer will the gridlocked farm bill leave the hemp industry in legal limbo? Alaska court backs restricting intoxicating hemp products to pot dispensaries. Oh, my Lord. Alaska. And then they show a picture of Doritos. And then Delta Munchies and Dope Rope Bites. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they're showing Doritos and all that. Successful trials sow hope for a pioneering hemp program to take root in Uganda. Moldova reclaims hemp heritage as first legal fields are planted after decades. Well, folks, let's do this. Let's play my favorite song, and then afterwards we'll get to some news.
$20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a shop. This is fucking awesome.
Walk into my house like I got some good pop. I'm just pumped up, got some good from the pop shop. Ice in the fridge, it used to be frosty. My friends like, damn, that's a stone ass don't care.
Open one of them?
Looking like it's
I opened it.
You opened it?
I mean, they're all just saved documents. Just all saved on the same day.
That's weird.
It was 99 cents.
But have you opened it?
About to go and get some munchies next. That's
I would see if you opened it if it changed back to this date.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm gonna take your grandpa's ride. No, for real. Ask your grandpa. Can I take this ride?
Mama Kitty!
Into my local Publix. Nothing really but two. I bought frozen burritos. Ben and Jerry's, and then I'll put some Cheetos. Hello, my main man Obama. A couple states have just reformed their laws on marijuana. What you gonna do? Send the feds there? Hell no. The DEAs will be like, oh, they got volcanoes.
I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20
Hi,
in my
Mama.
pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a watch out. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a watch out. This is fucking awesome.
What you know about the science of marijuana? What you know about people suffering from glaucoma? They need it. It helps them with their condition. If you don't believe me, then just ask some eye physicians. Thank your granddad for voting for that guy. Richard Nixon is the president who made the plant illegal. But science is now showing that it's medicine for people, and the private sector's fighting to keep all of that illegal. Alcohol and tobacco, pharmaceutical prisons. I take those 4 major lobby groups and fight those motherfuckers. They're making money day and night, all those motherfuckers. And private commerce out of sight, all those motherfuckers. They be like, oh, it's immoral and unhealthy. I'm like, how many people are you making wealth? Anti-marijuana lobbies are making all kinds of profits, and they don't want you to stop because of all the special interest. I call that getting swindled and pimp shit. I call that getting tricked by the government. That law's hella old, so it's time to update it, regulate it, and then get it under state control. Peak game, look into my political telescope. Think it's gonna stay like this forever? Not hella won't. Not hella won't. Hey, grandma, stop being a hypocrite. You used to smoke weed.
I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a bright shot. This is fucking awesome. Let's end the war on drugs. It's time for total blood. These special interest groups are nothing more than corporations. Let's end the war on weed. The people have agreed. These special interest groups have kept these laws with bribery. I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a flash out. This is fucking awesome.
All right, welcome back to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Does not sound like an air horn. And that doesn't really sound like a shotgun except for the ch-ch. But this does sound like a dinosaur roar because I've been there. I've seen one in person. Okay, I haven't. Oh, Lordy B. All right, let's see what else is going on in the world of weed. Belle Star here, Cannabis Kid out there, Silver Sisters on the couch. And we're chilling like villains, wishing I could do bong hits, so you'll have to do them for me. All right. If you want to get certified and you want to know what you can get certified for, in the great state of Arizona, you don't even have to come down, but you can. We are at 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. Come and get certified. Come say hi to one of our groovy doctors. Shh, just kidding. And you can chat with them about everything going on. If you don't want to get certified right away, you can also chat with them and do what we call a consultation. You can come down and talk to them about your medicines and have some of your questions answered, and you can get certified as well. So if you have one of these conditions, and even if you don't, the great state of Arizona will certify you and will tell you how. PTSD, you must have records within the past 12 months. Arizona is very strict about that. Hi, Skitty. That one slapped me in bed this morning. I have it on video. Just came up, my arms out. This is my kitty I called Skitty because he's really crazy. And he just comes up and just smack, smack. I was like, what? They were all trying to wake me up for some reason. Anyway, if you have cancer, glaucoma, AIDS, chronic pain, covers everything from migraines, fibromyalgia, leg aches, leg cramps, menstrual cramps, back aches. But it has to be 60 days or more. That's what the state considers chronic. Severe nausea, seizures including epilepsy, HIV, Hep C, ALS, Crohn's disease, agitation of Alzheimer's, cachexia, wasting syndrome, dementia, severe and persistent muscle spasms, including multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Tourette's, autism, Asperger's, IBS. If you didn't hear it on here, but your symptom is causing something on here, then you can get your medical card for that. Alrighty then. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go?
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
Are chronic conditions holding you back from a happy, healthy life? Get on the right track with Tumbleweeds Health Center. Our CBD products are formulated to fit your health lifestyle.
I would definitely say that CBD has changed my life. I mean, I don't worry about my dog anymore, and I don't worry about sleeping anymore.
Tumbleweeds Health Center, voted #1 health center in Tucson, has created a proprietary number of CBD blends, each designed to promote health and well-being. Let Tumbleweeds Health Center show you how CBD products might help you improve your life the natural way. Our chronic...
Give us a call, 520-838-4430. Come on down to 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. You can even shoot us an email at thctucson@gmail.com, and we'll get you going. And also, if you want to do the telemedicine thing, just cruise on over to tumbleweedshealthcenter.com, support local, and fill out our little form, and we'll get back to you with an appointment, and then you can see our doctor on your phone, in your car, on your couch, wherever it is. Wherever you are, you can see our doctor. All right, let's get back to some more news and see what's going on in the world of weed. All right, let's see. The hidden immigration risk of cannabis employment, what employers and workers need to know. Since this is a hot topic these days, all sorts of riots. Guys, be careful. You should be able to protest peacefully without causing problems. Do it. With the change in presidential administration, immigration law issues have dominated the news cycle recently. There's no doubt that immigration enforcement issues are a priority for this administration. Accordingly, employers in every sector should take a step back to ensure that their employment practices conform to immigration laws. For employers of state legal cannabis businesses, this remains yet another area where the conflict between federal law and states that have legalized and regulated cannabis creates challenges. While more and more states legalize the use, manufacture, distribution, etc. of marijuana, federal law continues to classify it, also spelled marijuana with an H in the statute, as a Schedule I controlled substance. Does that mean they're controlling the wrong substance if they don't spell it right? Yep. Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the INA, a non-U.S. citizen is not eligible to enter or remain in the country for a conviction of, or admitting to committing, a violation of, or a conspiracy or attempt to violate any law or regulation of a state, the United States, of a foreign country relating to a controlled substance. Lawful permanent residents, LPRs, also known as green card holders, are deportable for a conviction under these statutes, with an exception for one conviction for possession of less than 30 grams. For U.S. immigration purposes, a conviction is defined as a formal judgment of guilt entered by a court, whether through a jury verdict or a guilty plea. The U.S. Code defines trafficking controlled substances as follows. The term narcotics trafficking means any illicit activity to cultivate, produce, manufacture, distribute, sell, finance, or transport drugs, or transport narcotic drugs, controlled substances, or listed chemicals, or otherwise endeavor or attempt to do so, or to assist, abet, conspire, or collude or cahoot with others to do so. This definition can cover 1, anyone engaged in the planting, fertilizing, tending, and harvesting of marijuana plants. 2, those who sell it. 3, those who invest in the businesses. And 4, those who ship it, including truck drivers and other delivery personnel. This would include those in the U.S. on H-2A temporary agricultural visas. While there appears to be widespread use of H2A workers in the cannabis industry. This would most likely be considered as trafficking by immigration officials under the definition above. If so, the workers would probably be denied any future U.S. visas, and the employers could be subject to investigations and fines. This would be due to the fact that these petitions would have been denied if the involvement in cannabis had been disclosed during the petition process. This could subject the employers to criminal fraud charges and monetary penalties if they were to be found to have intentionally misled immigration authorities and or misrepresented the nature of employment. Involvement in these activities can have other significant and detrimental consequences for those non-U.S. citizens pursuing temporary visas, green cards, and other U.S. immigration benefits. For example, a person who is a non-immigrant, i.e. someone who is not a U.S. lawful permanent resident and attempts to apply for admission to the U.S. as a visitor or temporary worker and possesses marijuana or has a conviction for marijuana can, with limited exceptions, be denied entry. Similarly, an LPR can be denied admission to the U.S. for the same reasons. Another example involves those who are applying for visas at a U.S. consulate or embassy outside the U.S. or consulates or administered by the U.S. Department of State, which publishes the Foreign Affairs Manual, FAM, to provide guidance to consular officers. Its language in this area is even more expansive than federal statutes, as states any alien who the consular officer or the attorney general knows or has reason to believe, 1, is or has been an illicit trafficker in any controlled substances or in any listed chemical, or is or has been a known aider, abettor, assister, conspirator, or colluder, or cahooter, I added cahoot, with others in the illicit trafficking in any such controlled or substances or chemical, or endeavor to do so, is inadmissible to the U.S. This, quote, reason to believe, quote, standard provides officers with almost limited discretion in denying temporary visa and permanent green card applications based on virtually any suggestion of involvement in the cannabis industries at all, since the FAM only requires a probability supported by evidence that the applicant is or has been engaged in trafficking. These issues continue to confront LPRs who apply for naturalization as U.S. citizens. These applicants are required to show, among other things, good moral character, GMC. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS policy manual states explicitly, an applicant cannot establish good moral character, GMC, if he or she has violated any controlled substance related federal or state law or regulation of the United States or law or regulation of any foreign country during the statutory period. Oh, excuse me. This includes conspiring to violate or aiding and abetting another person to violate such laws or regulation. This applies to a conviction for an admission to committing acts that constitute the essential elements of a violation of any controlled substance law. In addition, this applies to a conviction or admission that the applicant has been a trafficker in a controlled substance. Benefiting financially from a spouse or parent's trafficking is also a conditional bar. The quote statutory period mentioned above is either the 3 years before applying for citizenship if the person obtained his or her green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen, or 5 years if they did so through their employment. With this being said, the Immigration Service still has very broad discretion on the topic. Lastly, we recommend that workers in the cannabis industry in the U.S. be limited to U.S. citizens. Uh-oh, sorry, we've got planes overhead. Oh, that's Tucson for you. Hold up, everybody. And not individuals who hold non-immigrant temporary visas, including but not limited to H-2A temporary agricultural workers and LPRs because such workers are not permitted to work for businesses that involve controlled substances. Additionally, employers who employ workers who are not U.S. citizens in the cannabis industry are subject to a range of enforcement penalties, details of which are outside the scope of the article. As a friendly reminder, employers are required by federal law to properly complete a USCIS Form I-9 within 3 days of hire for every individual they hire for employment in the United States. This universal requirement applies to state legal cannabis businesses. Not only is Form I-9 required by federal law, it's the best permitted tool for employers to use to obtain immigration-related information from prospective employees. In conclusion, the best practice for individuals who are not U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents is to avoid any involvement with cannabis at all times to maximize their ability to qualify for and to receive U.S. immigration benefits. By the same token, employers in the cannabis industry should consider avoiding hiring foreign nationals. While it might have no effect on the operations of the company, it can have significant consequences for the person due the significant effect this involvement can have on their immigration status and ability to enter and or remain in the United States. Individuals and businesses who have questions concerning the criminal and immigration consequences related to cannabis are best advised to consult with and retain a criminal attorney and an immigration attorney who specialize in the intersection of the complex worlds of U.S. immigration law and criminal law. So there you have it. Just be careful who you hire. Make sure they're legal. And make sure you got all your ducks in order so nobody gets in trouble or fined or jailed for any of this crap. Because it is a bunch of crap. We just need to legalize this and let people come in who want to come in legally. Get your social security number and pay your bills. I still don't understand the whole problem, though, because you can't go to Europe or anywhere else for more than 90 days. So why is it that they enforce that so well and we don't? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. If you want to come here, come here. Just let them have a number. Let them pay taxes. I don't know. Do what you need to do. But do it legally so that you don't get in trouble and you don't get your kids taken away, or you don't get taken away, or your family gets taken away. Because the administration we have right now wants to take away everybody. And it's crazy. But go ahead and look at his wife, who's an immigrant, can barely speak the language. Good Lord. Lord. All right. Okay. U.S. lawmakers aim to close hemp THCA loophole in new budget proposal. THCA, the raw form. Okay. U.S. House lawmakers are taking up a must-pass appropriations bill that proposes rewriting the rules on hemp so that the legality of intoxicating products such as Delta-8 THC edibles is no longer debatable. The House Appropriations Committee released the fiscal year 2026, quote, Agriculture, Rural Development, Food and Drug Administration and related agencies appropriations bill on June 4th. The 138-page legislation covers a variety of issues facing U.S. farmers, ranchers, and rural communities, and intends to provide more than $25 billion in discretionary allocations to help protect America's food and drug supply. The legislation is passed every year to fund farm programs. However, the 2026 proposal as introduced would redefine hemp to exclude any hemp-derived cannabinoid products, finished goods containing the following. Hold on. They're flying around again. I think they're trying to listen closely in on what we're doing here at Weedsday Wednesday. Hold on. You're listening to Weedsday Wednesday, live cannabis radio. Keep tuned in. All right. The 2026 proposal as introduced would redefine hemp to exclude any hemp-derived cannabinoid products, finished goods, containing 1, cannabinoids that are not capable of being naturally produced. 2, cannabinoids that are capable of being naturally produced but were synthesized or manufactured outside of the plant. Or 3, quantifiable amounts of THC or THCA or other cannabinoids that have similar effects on humans or animals. Legislation authorizes the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services to determine what qualifies as quantifiable amounts of THC or other cannabinoids. Meanwhile, industrial hemp grown for fiber, grain, or other non-cannabinoid purposes would be defined separately. In other words, the legislation would backtrack on defining hemp as containing no more than 0.3% delta-9 THC on a dry weight basis during a pre-harvest field test as provided under the 2018 Farm Bill, which federally legalized hemp. Since the 2018 Farm Bill, the intoxicating hemp product marketplace has exploded to a multi-billion-dollar industry, especially in states absent of cannabis legalization, such as Texas, where cannabinoids from legal hemp plants are extracted and manufactured into consumables sold at vape shops, convenience stores, gas stations, and other places that are often unregulated. U.S. House Appropriations Committee Chairman Tom Cole, R. Oklahoma, released a 4-page summary of the 2026 spending bill on June 4th, writing that it puts the health, safety, and prosperity of American producers and consumers first. Among the key takeaways in the summary, the authors wrote that the bill, quote, supports the Trump administration and mandates of the American people by closing the hemp loophole that has resulted in the proliferation of unregulated intoxicating hemp products, including Delta 8 and hemp flower, being sold online and in gas stations across the country, quote. Separately, Cole said that Rep. Andy Harris, R. Maryland, who has a history of anti-cannabis policy stances, stewarded the legislation. Harris is known among industry stakeholders in Washington, D.C. for spearheading a federal rider. What is that? Let's take a look. Something happened. I think we just got unplugged. Harris chairs the House Subcommittee on Agriculture, Rural Development, Food and Drug Administration, which marked up the 2026 spending bill on June 5th and reported it favorably to the full committee. Quote, this bill also closes the hemp loophole from the 2018 Farm Bill that has resulted in the proliferation of intoxicating cannabinoid products, including Delta 8 and hemp flower being sold online and in gas stations nationwide under the false guise of being USDA approved. Harris said during Thursday's markup hearing, quote, as many states have stepped in to curb these dangerous products from reaching consumers, particularly children, it's time for Congress to act to close the loophole while protecting the legitimate industrial hemp industry. Oh, we're back on. Last Congress, the House of Agricultural Committee approved an amendment offered by Rep. Mary Miller, R. Illinois, that included similar language to redefine hemp in what would have a devastating impact on the cannabinoid hemp industry. The amendment was added to the House's version of the 2024 Farm Bill reauthorization bill that never found the finish line. The reauthorization, which was supposed to unfold in 2023, was delayed yet another year. In part, Miller's amendment would have redefined hemp to include total THC, including THCA, in the Farm Bill's calculation of 0.3% on a dry weight basis. The U.S. Hemp Roundtable, USHR, an organization that advocates on behalf of businesses, called the fiscal year 2026 spending bill another blatant attack on the legal hemp industry. Quote, Rep. Andy Harris is at it again, reviving his crusade to dismantle the hemp industry by quietly inserting harmful language into a federal spending bill. The organization wrote in a June 4 statement, calling on its members and supporters to contact the representatives to oppose the provisions. Buried on page 113 is a provision that redefines hemp in a way that could ban the majority of safe, legal hemp-derived products sold nationwide. What the hell? Any product with any quantifiable level of THC, according to the USHR. Harris also included that Miller amended language in the text of his subcommittee's fiscal year 2025 agricultural FDA appropriations bill, but that inclusion was ultimately defeated. And I didn't know you could even do this. I don't know if you know this or if any of you out there know this. But when our legislatures are writing a bill, they can literally have a water bill on the table and then, like they said, sneak in on page 113 some sort of amendment to another bill or an entirely different topic. So they can just say that, growing purple potatoes is illegal in the confines of their water bill. I mean, it's absolutely obscene and absurd. And I don't know why our government gets, well, yes, I do know why they get away with it. It's because of money. Ugh, everything just comes back to money. It's absolutely ridiculous. So quit it, guys.
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
Are chronic conditions holding you back from a happy, healthy life? Get on the right track with Tumbleweeds Health Center. Our CBD products are formulated to fit your health lifestyle.
I would definitely say that CBD has changed my life. I mean, I don't worry about my dog anymore, and I don't worry about sleeping anymore.
Tumbleweeds Health Center, voted #1 health center in Tucson, has created a proprietary number of CBD blends, each designed to promote health and well-being. Let Tumbleweeds Health Center show you how CBD products might help you improve your life the natural way. Our chronic...
Oh, jeez. Come on down to 6224 East Speedway